What do you want to talk about?
Anything you like. Doesn't bother me. I'm fine.
Why do you say you're fine?
Because I am. Everything's hunky-dory.
Why use that phrase, hunky-dory?
This is bollocks, this. You're just repeating everything back as a question. Next time I want help, I might just shout my problems into a big cave. And don't tell me you want to know why I use the phrase big cave. You probably think it represents something, don't you? Like part of a woman's body. That's why I fear relationships. I'm scared of the vagina. Yeah? I probably dreamt as a kid that it had teeth and that if you went anywhere, please stop me.
Lee, I'm a beginner. Help me out a bit here.
OK, I'm here because my landlady thinks I have a problem forming close personal relationships.
And why do you think you have a problem forming close personal relationships?
I don't. It's just what my landlady thinks.
Is this the same landlady who thinks you never clean the kitchen sink and are always weeing on the bathroom floor?
Yep. That's the heartless bitch.
And is she right about those things?
Yes, but I've got a solution that's going to kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to start weeing in the kitchen sink.
Well, if she's right about those things, maybe she's right about you not being able to form close personal relationships.
OK.
How about sex?
Should we finish the session first?
Perhaps you should tell me about your earliest sexual experience.
Oh, you are loving this, aren't you?
And what does she say? I'm guessing no. Come on, Lee, I'm only saying this because I think it might be relevant. So I'll ask you again. Tell me about your earliest sexual experience.
Well, before I got up this morning, I had
Not
a quick...
today. I mean your earliest ever sexual experience.
I remember when I was very young finding my mum and dad having sex in my bed.
What did you do?
Turned over and tried to go back to sleep. What are you writing down?
I think you're deflecting my questions with humour. Maybe you joke around because you crave the attention.
Is that right?
Yeah. Did you get much affection as a child? Hugs, kisses, that sort of thing?
I didn't like getting kisses off my dad. The moustache used to tickle.
And what about your mum?
Same problem.
Your mother didn't have a moustache, Lee.
No, my moustache used to tickle her. Fair enough, I was getting a bit old for breastfeeding anyway.
Was she a good mother?
She was fine. After my dad left, she had to work to support us. That kind of thing was frowned upon in them days.
Being a single mum?
No, heroin smuggling. It was the sniffer dogs that caught her. It's her own fault. She shouldn't have been trying to smuggle sausages at the same time.
Well, that was all very interesting. When we were talking just then, you did the same thing several times.
Sorry about that. I thought the cushions had muffled it.
You mentioned your father.
Yeah, because you asked about him.
No, I asked you about your mother. You're the one who kept bringing your dad into it.
Well, that's my dad for you. Always popping up when he's not wanted. Like an erection at a funeral. Don't write that down.
I think there's a very strong possibility that you won't get involved in a relationship because you're worried that you're like your dad.
How am I like my dad?
No, you tell me how you're different.
My dad is a selfish, work-shy con artist who will not accept responsibility for his own mistakes. You're still waiting, aren't you? Look, anyway, this is all nonsense, because my dad did form a close personal relationship and got married and had a kid.
And abandon them both. Deep down, you're worried you'll do the same thing, so you avoid forming attachments, meaning you'll probably remain single and childless for the rest of your life.
Thanks, Russell Grant, and what have you got for Sagittarius? So go on, then. What's the cure?
I've only done a few lessons. We haven't done cures yet.
You have got to be kidding me. You spent the last few minutes ripping apart the fragments of my brain that tell me there's nothing to put it back together again.
Use Pritt stick, it worked last time. Oh, for God's sake, Lee.
What?
You've been messing with my head.
Well, that's rich coming from you.
Why didn't you just tell me you broke this instead of hiding it?
I didn't hide it, and I didn't break it.
You see, this is another trait you get off your dad. Lying.
I'm not lying.
Then how did it happen?
I don't know, Lucy. Perhaps it was suicide. He was going to stick his head in the oven, then after 5 minutes of counselling with you, he decided to speed things up in the microwave.
Look, if you don't want to end up like your dad, you need to understand him a bit better. You need to talk to him and find out the reasons why he made the mistakes he did.
By the way, I don't mind comments about me being childish or even bad in bed. But if you ever compare me again to that 5-foot poisonous leeching dwarf, I will pack my bags and I am out of here.
You are like that 5-foot poisonous leeching dwarf.
I'll let it go this time.